Hey guys, so I promised a video on this crazy diet that I'm doing. I don't really consider it a diet. It's just kind of a switch up of the way that I'm eating for a while. So I'm doing alternate day fasting, and I did a post the other night because I use the Life app to track my fasts. And a lot of people were like, "What is this? Good luck," that kind of thing. So I did actually do research into this before I did it. It's not like a crash diet or anything like that. I'm not considering it a diet because I'm not really like limiting things on the day that I eat. I eat what I want. And my caloric deficit would be the same as if you were on a diet and you were cutting calories every day. So that's kind of how I look at it. So to start out, I will tell you there are lots of benefits to fasting. I'll do a side note if you are diabetic or you are prone to getting infections and viruses and things like that, fasting is not recommended, or you need to consult with your doctor before you decide to do something like this. That said, I did talk to my doctor about this, so for anybody who's concerned for my personal health, um, my doctor said it was fine. So that said, I guess that there's 5 stages to fasting. Obviously, you go into ketosis after 12 hours of not eating. I start most of my fast at night right before I go to bed. Everybody fasts in some capacity. That's why they call it break fast in the morning when you eat your breakfast. So everybody fasts for at least 12 hours a day because they are sleeping and then they get up and they eat breakfast. So that said, this is just kind of a different approach to fasting. I did look at several YouTube videos. I researched the internet from reputable sources. I do know how to find peer-reviewed studies and whatnot. So if you are an internet fact finder, make sure you're finding correct facts that are peer-reviewed. That said, I use the Life app to track my fasts. And one YouTuber in particular, Samaya Kazi, is the one that I, kind of watched her story. She lost like a ton of weight from doing this, and she does it like it's a lifestyle for her. I don't picture myself doing this forever. I gained quite a bit of weight this year with work. I do every busy season we go into because I just can't handle the stress of life and everything else. So I just kind of give myself some grace. I have my moment of being very pudgy and like having my double chin, which it's starting to go away a little. And I just don't care. My husband loves me, so it doesn't really matter. I'm doing this more for my health. So that said, I'll explain kind of what this is. I know I'm all over the place. So what is alternate day fasting? So it is you eat one day and then you don't eat for basically 36 hours. So that's like the day that I eat, I get up, I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I haven't really been snacking. I'm not much of a snacker to begin with, if you know me. And then I eat what I want within reason. I'm not trying to clean up my diet, so to speak, but I'm not eating terrible. So I'll give you an example. Like yesterday, I had eggs for breakfast with like a fruit, and then for lunch, I made tacos the night before for my kids. So like I really wanted something that tasted like that. So I put some like tortilla chips, some black beans, some lean ground beef with the taco seasoning, and that was like my lunch with cheese. And then dinner, I had pizza, and like every day is different. Some days I eat a lot cleaner than others, but I'm not really trying to be like super clean on the days that I eat because I want to eat what I want so I don't feel like I'm depriving myself. So the way that I do it is I eat on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. So there's 4 days that I eat. There's 3 days that I don't eat. And on those 3 days, basically the day that I am eating, I stop eating by 7 o'clock, and then I don't eat again until the next morning. And depending on what day it is, it might be 7 o'clock before I eat. It might be 9 o'clock before I eat. It just depends. But I will say it hasn't been that bad. The days that I'm fasting, like today is a fasting day. It's Saturday. I'll probably post this on Sunday. But the days that I am not eating, I drink a ton of coffee. So you can see my coffee. You can put cream in your coffee. They just don't want you, or you're not supposed to exceed 500 calories because that kind of kicks you out of like your fasting mode. I typically use almond milk. I use almond milk all the time. I've used it for years, mostly because dairy really upsets my stomach, even though I still love cheese. But I use almond milk in my coffee, and I put in like my skinny mixer like sweetener in there, and it doesn't have any calories in it. So I do that. You can eat up to 500 calories on a fasting day. I haven't, mostly because it hasn't been that bad. I drink a lot of coffee. I drink a lot of green tea with matcha. Um, just a lot of hot liquids throughout the day to get me through. When I cook dinner for the boys, I'll just sit down with a bowl of broth and have bone broth or chicken broth. It really doesn't matter. Just be cognizant of the calories that are in the things that you are kind of drinking because it's kind of liquid in nature. But it's actually good for me. I'm a person who my metabolism is not fast. I can eat and my food will literally sit on my stomach for 4 hours. Like it sucks. So it's kind of nice to have a day to allow your system to digest everything that you ate the day before, and then go into the next day, and you're all kind of cleared out and great. I know this is really, fancy and everything, but I don't mind it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you eat one day, you don't eat one day. I track my fast just because I like to know what cycle or where I'm at in the fasting cycle, because there are benefits to fasting, and here's kind of why. So I have my computer in front of me, so I'm going to read some of these to you. So there's 5 stages to intermittent or prolonged fasting. So after 12 hours, you hit ketosis. I think everybody at this point knows about the keto diet, which it's a little different. It's focused on, high fat intake, minimal protein, and really low carb. And that's one way to trick your body into thinking that you're starving. So that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people have a lot of success with the keto diet. And it can be a very healthy diet, contrary to what most people believe. A lot of people think, oh my God, people are gonna have heart attacks because they're eating all this fat. Well, a lot of people eat very healthy while doing keto and are very successful with it. So don't knock diets until you try them. That said, you're in ketosis after 12 hours. I'm not eating anything, but your body automatically kicks into ketosis when it thinks that it's not going to get food anytime soon. So at that point, your body is feeding off of it gives you energy from ketone bodies instead of like carbs or sugars or things like that. So it kind of switches the way your metabolism works. And by hour 18, you go into heavy ketosis. So your body is really pumping out those ketones and everything. And I will say right around the 18th hour, when I'm cooking dinner, and I think it's just because I see food and I'm preparing it for my family, that's when I get hungry. And usually if I drink bone broth or chicken broth, I feel a lot better right after I drink it. And then I'll have a really hot cup of like caffeine-free tea before bed, and I'm good. It also helps with my acid reflux. I have terrible acid reflux. So the days that I'm not eating, I don't have it. So that's really, really nice. So I guess to get into the next phase, so after 24 hours, your cells start breaking down old cells and recycling them. So it's called autophagy, or I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. So for all of you keyboard warriors who want to correct me, feel free. So that said, it breaks down the old cells in your body that your body's not typically trying to break down, because it's always just kind of like in this phase of just going and going and going. So at this point, your body's like, okay, we need to break down these old cells. We're going to create new cells. And that's the point that at 24 hours where you're there. If you are doing a very long fast, which I've never done one this long, but by 48 hours, your growth hormone levels start to rise and you start creating more growth hormones. So that's a benefit that can help with like wound healing and cardiovascular health and things like that. And by 54 hours, you need to refeed. And there's longer fasts that people do. People will fast for 2 or 3 days just to kind of renew their system or whatever. I've never done it for that long. I'm just doing this alternate day fasting, but just giving you an idea of how this is. Most of the preliminary studies on alternate day fasting say that it'll help you lower your cholesterol, that it promotes cell renewal in your body, which your body is not typically in that mode because you are eating constantly and you have all of these things and it doesn't feel the need to renew cells and things like that. There's lots of studies out there. Feel free to research it. But in general, it's supposed to be very beneficial for you. So contrary to what most people think, they're like, oh, you're starving yourself. I am not starving myself. I will show you pictures of the things that I'm eating on the days that I'm eating. I really think of it just like any other diet. It's a calorie deficit. The days that I'm not eating, if I were cutting my calories by 500 calories a day, it would be exactly the same. It's just I'm choosing to not eat 3 days out of the week. My next question I get a lot is, are you working out? Yes. I'm doing Lift4. It's a Beachbody workout. I'm not a Beachbody coach. I'm not pushing it. I just enjoy their workouts, and it streams from my smart TV, and it's very convenient, and I work from home. So it's great for me. That said, on the days that I eat, I do work out. Now, a couple days this week, I need an extra break because I haven't worked out in a while. and my muscles are very sore. So like today is a fasting day, but I'm gonna work out today because I was too sore to work out yesterday. Lift 4 is only 4 days a week, which is really convenient because the days that I eat, there's 4 days that I eat, 4 days I need to work out. The workout focuses on primarily weightlifting with HIIT training involved, so you do get a little bit of cardio, but I think between that combination of my workout and then doing this intermittent fasting, I will see a lot of fat loss. So the next question I get, and I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen this. Have you lost any weight? Is this being effective for you? After this week, well, I weighed, I don't know, yesterday, and I'll probably weigh again just to give you the latest update, but I've lost 6.6 pounds in a week, actually 5 days. I do recognize some of that might be water weight on the days that I'm in ketosis because your body gets rid of water at a higher rate when you're in ketosis. I don't really know why. I can research that for you later. Sorry, kid walked in. So anyways, yeah, your body does push out water when you're in ketosis. So I do think that has something to do with it. But I also have noticed that like my double chin's not as bad. If you've watched my previous videos over this month, you will see it got pretty gnarly. May have had 3 chins. I don't know. But I do think it's working. There are times where, yeah, it gets a little tough and you're hungry for a minute, but you chug water or you drink a big cup of coffee, or you can have diet soda too if you want. Like, I like Diet Mountain Dew. I know it's terrible. It has dyes in it and it's probably going to cause some funky thing to happen down the road, whatever. I don't drink it every day. I usually have it when I'm having like a cocktail, to have a low calorie cocktail drink, or, you know, if I just really need something that has a little bit of taste to it. But if you are a diet soda drinker, you can have that if you want on your fasting days. I personally, I don't drink soda every day. Like I said, I have soda like maybe once a week. So do what you have to do to get through the day that you're fasting. And then on your eat days, what I try to do is stay in a healthy range of calories. So I'm not really like, oh, I have to only eat vegetables or I have to eat lean meats. No, no. I guess the thing I'm trying to say is don't go overboard on the days that you can eat. Like, oh, I didn't eat yesterday, so I'm going to eat 5,000 calories today. That's not what I'm doing. So I go based on my basal metabolic rate, which means I burn with my body weight and my body composition. And I do have a scale that tells me this, but I burn 1,600 calories a day by just living, by breathing and everything else. And then I have a range that I can eat up to maintain my weight, which is like 2,300 calories I could eat in a day if I was not trying to lose weight. And then somewhere in between there is where I try to stick. So I try to stick where I have a calorie deficit still, but I'm not overdoing it. And I'm also not depriving myself since I didn't eat the day before. So I really try to stick with about 1,800 calories when I eat. So yesterday, I think I told you what I ate. I think my whole day was right around 1,800 calories, which is more than I would typically eat if I weren't doing this. So normally I'd eat around 12 to 1,400 calories a day. I know that doesn't sound like a lot. I am 5'0". So my calorie intake is a lot less than people who are taller or more muscular than I am. So that's kind of where it's at. So I am eating more than I typically would on the days that I do eat while I'm doing this. And I will eventually get to a point where after I lose the amount of weight that I'd like to lose, I will go back to a regular schedule of eating, which will probably consist of intermittent fasting just because I get going in the morning. I usually don't eat breakfast. Contrary to popular belief, it doesn't matter when you eat breakfast. I will get back to just regular eating and hopefully maintaining my weight at that point. So my goal is to lose about 20 to 25 pounds. I want to get down to like the 140s. That's my happy weight where I have abs and everything's great and wonderful. So I just hope that this works. I do think it will. I'm committed to doing it and I will continue to update you guys weekly. So after this video, I will show you some of the things that I've ate, what my workouts look like, and then an update on my weight loss. All right, if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content like this. All right, bye guys. Okay, so this is the Light app that I use to track my fast. As you can see, I'm in the middle of a fast right now, but as you get to each phase of the fast, it tells you kind of what you're in. So I'm clicking on the little icons. It shows I've already reached heavy ketosis and I'm moving towards the autophagy or phagy or however you want to say it. So it keeps you kind of in the know on like what's happening throughout the hours. It honestly helps me like stay focused, but really love this app. This is my meal yesterday. I am enjoying the food that I'm eating on my 8 days. Just a quick clip of the workout program that I'm doing. Okay, so a quick clip of what my typical workout would look like. Most of the time, you're lifting weights in the beginning, and then it incorporates some sort of HIIT training. There are days where I'm just doing circuit training with weights only, but there's only a few of those, so I'm still getting my cardio in while also doing my weight training. I do really like this program. I think it gives me really lean muscle mass, and it helps me to burn fat really quickly. But I also enjoy the HIIT components too, because who doesn't love HIIT? Okay, and finally, this is just a quick look at I've lost 6.6 pounds so far this week, probably more. This is from the Renpho Scale app, and I highly recommend it.